So if you are capable and able-bodied and still out and actively earning and you have not reached full retirement age, the government views you as claiming and collecting early, not taking what you are entitled to.
Peter, very good to see you. Welcome back, everyone. We are starting with a really important question. Should you claim Social Security at 62? Claiming Social Security at 62 may sound appealing, but it comes with trade-offs, of course, like reduced lifetime benefits and the Social Security earnings test if you are still working. So let's break down the pros and cons. Because, Peter, you know this already, but almost 1/3 of people claim Social Security at 62. It's known as panic claiming. Why?
Get it while the getting's good, the building is on fire. It's also kind of the live for today mentality without thinking about living for tomorrow. I'm going to put a couple caveats on this, that anything we talk about here is pretty much in general, because Social Security
Right.
itself has a lot of caveats, and everybody's specific situation may be a caveat in what we're discussing here. But I do want to mention, you said lifetime benefits. Yes, claiming early, claiming late, when you claim, it does affect your lifetime benefits, but it's actually bigger than that. It can also affect after your lifetime, the remaining benefits for your spouse if you pass away, those widow or widower benefits as well. So this can be beyond a lifetime decision. And a lot of times we have kind of poor foresight with our financial decisions. This is one that you've got to be able to look 20, 25,
Yeah.
30 years into the future in order to make an optimal decision. Now, if anybody could tell me the day that they're going to pass and their spouse is going to pass, we could make the best decision with Social
Absolutely.
Security. But since no one can do that, we've really got to weigh the benefits, the disadvantages, and look at the strategies for how and when to collect. And a lot of people
Mhm.
collecting at 62, that is an awfully large haircut for most people's lifetime income amount from Social Security. I mean, for the average couple, this can be several hundreds of thousands of dollars that don't come from Social Security as a result of that panic decision.
Yeah, let's dive into that a little bit more, Peter, though. Break down the difference of claiming early. If you claim at 62 compared to waiting for full retirement age or versus even 70.
Yeah. Well, for most people now, full retirement age is 67. And the difference between claiming at 62 versus full retirement age is about a 1/3 reduction. And then for every year you wait past full retirement age, from 67 to 68 to 69 to 70, that is an additional 8% on your amount. Now, there's no benefit for waiting past 70. I spoke with somebody at one time who was like 72, saying they were still waiting and delaying. They had missed out. They had gone past the finish line and were still racing. But there is a large reduction between full retirement age and 62. That being said, if you need the income, there may not be a choice in the matter.
Right.
And for those who have planned effectively and know how they're coordinating benefits, maybe taking it early is the optimal decision. We don't know. But what the online tools and calculators generally ignore is that they put everything in a vacuum. They are just looking at Social Security. They're not looking at, are you still earning income? They're not looking at the return on investment that you might make on your outside assets. They are looking at you taking Social Security and spending it all. And that
Mhm.
can, those variables can move the break even point.
Yeah, and you just mentioned, are you still earning income? Which brings us to a really important consideration that I think a lot of people overlook, and that is the earnings test. Can you explain how it affects people who continue working after claiming early?
So if you are capable and able-bodied and still out and actively earning and you have not reached full retirement age, the government views you as claiming and collecting early, not taking what you are entitled to. You're fully entitled at full retirement age, but you can take it a little early if you need it. But again, if you're earning wages, the government doesn't view that as needing it. They view that as double dipping. So if in 2025 you earn more than $23,400 or $1,000 $950 a month, you are earning too much and they will reduce your benefit. They will reduce your benefit by $1 for every $2 more than those limits that you earn. And that monthly amount is there in case you retire like halfway through the year. They can work that formula so that you're not penalized for earnings that you had previous to that, but only thereafter. So again, if you are still working and earning an income, you might not receive everything that you were entitled to. It really can come as a surprise. I would say that's mostly how people react to this, is that they are taken aback by the fact they don't get what they were entitled to, and they are surprised by the fact that Social Security penalizes you essentially for continuing to work. Now, in the year that you hit full retirement age, those limits go up substantially. So it's like $62,160 that year, or like a little bit more than $5,000 a month. So if you're working part of the year that you reach full retirement age, you do get a little bit of benefit there in being able to continue to work and earn more.
And what happens to those withheld benefits?
So they are withheld. They come back into the equation, and your benefits are recalculated when you do finally reach full retirement age. So it's not necessarily like they're gone forever. They get worked back into your benefit amount from full retirement age and thereafter. But if you take it early, you've locked in a lower amount for, again, the remainder of your lifetime. And so that really can be a costly mistake for folks who have not looked at this, don't understand that penalty, and haven't thought it through.
So then, as we talk about thinking it through, what should we be considering before claiming at 62 versus waiting until full retirement age or 70?
Well, I mean, I think you need to consider all of the options. You need to probably consult with a financial professional, someone experienced and qualified to give advice on Social Security, and who is including that and incorporating that with your larger plan. If you think about just a married couple only looking at full year increments, between 62 and 70 for both of those spouses, that's alone 81 potential different combinations of how to claim before you get into filing spousal benefits or any of the advanced strategies, or taking months into account. So there's a lot of different potential combinations. You need to consider how this is going to impact your need for additional baseline income from your investments for the rest of your life. You're going to need to consider how this impacts your spouse if you are to predecease them and leave them as a widow or widower. So there's a whole lot to consider here, actually. And we need to think that through. And again, that needs to be worked into and incorporated with the rest of your financial and retirement income picture and scenarios.
So many variables to consider, which is why there's certainly no cookie cutter answer. And again, Peter, Social Security claiming strategies, I know this is something you specialize in. So if somebody wants to sit down and figure out when their most financially optimal time to claim is, what's the best way to reach you?
Well, we do work that into the optimized retirement plan, and that covers income, investments, taxes, healthcare, legacy. Social Security is going to impact income. It's going to impact investments. It's going to impact taxes. It therefore will impact legacy on all of those fronts. So there's a lot that goes into how to work in Social Security. If you want to put together your optimized retirement plan, pick up the phone, give Richon Planning a call. We'd love to hear from you, talk it through, and meet with you and discuss your goals, and then put that plan together along with you. 919-300-5886, 919-300-5886. This is a very important decision. It is a lifelong or more decision. So it is very impactful, can be several hundreds of thousands of dollars worth the time to get educated on it. So again, give me a call, 919-300-5886. You can also get in touch with us on the website, richonplanning.com. It looks like richonplanning.com. There's a chat feature or a button that you can hit to schedule a time for a call or an appointment and strategy session.
Great. Peter, thank you.
Thank you, Erin. Hey folks, Peter Richon here with Richon Planning. So glad that you are enjoying the podcast, Planning Matters Radio. You know, one of the tools that we've put out there that people really seem to appreciate and really are finding of value is at 919retired.com. It is your retirement tax bill calculator. If you've got any kind of retirement account, your tax deferred, 401k, or IRA, this is the website, this is the resource where you can go, you can plug in your own numbers, your information, you can slide the tool calculator up and down for your tax rate or your amount of savings and see what your tax bill is likely to be if you default and defer to the IRS's plan versus what you could potentially bring that tax bill down to. A lot of times it is a very significant savings. So if you have not yet, go to the website 919retired.com, run your numbers on the retirement tax bill calculator.
This has been Planning Matters Radio.
The content of this radio show is provided for informational purposes only and is not a solicitation or recommendation of any investment strategy. You are encouraged to seek investment, tax, or legal advice from an independent professional advisor. Any investments and/or investment strategies mentioned involve risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, a registered investment advisor.
Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services. Advisory clients are charged a quarterly fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation.